My next big idea that I had in the car on the way home from the event yesterday was that I'm building I want to build two robots. I wanted to build Avenger because everybody likes Avenger. But I also wanted to build a spinner, which is why I drew this thing and my vertical spinner and several other different spinner designs. And I kept thinking to myself, that means I'm going to have to double up on everything. So I'm going to have to buy new motors, new speed controllers, new everything to build a second robot. And I'm kind of thinking, why am I doing that? Because I want hammers. Everybody likes hammers and axes. If I wanted a spinner, I'd just build a more of a swing hammer type spinner thing. Maybe what I really need to do, what I could do, is make a spinner that's the same as Avenger. So, but then I was thinking, why would I have two robots that are almost the same? Because, well, when I took Huntsman to America, a couple of guys that wanted to buy Huntsman wanted to turn it into a spinner, so put a spinner where the axe was. So I could just make a spinner that's exactly the same as Avenger with a spinner where the axe is. And I was thinking, but then I would have two robots the same. And then I was thinking, what happens if I just use the same design I've got here, the same robot, but design it so that I could remove these axles in a competition, which I can, and then just run a chain straight from the weapon axle straight to the motor, and then unbolt the axe and bolt on a spinner blade instead, or swing hammers or something. Because in the car I was originally thinking about putting swing hammers on this thing. So what I'm thinking of doing is just modifying this a little bit. So cutting the groove in the front bigger, and then building a chain that can run straight from the motor to the axle, probably with a different low gear reduction, and then putting a spinner blade on here and seeing what that looks like. And that way I can have my spinner and an axe at the same competition and only have one robot. And so I can have the same robot for open and sportsman events. And I can save, I won't have to buy new motors, new speed controllers and build two robots. I can just have one. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think you've got what I want. I've already done my little bit of research, and I can get what I was thinking is putting a 12 tooth axle sprocket at the back and a 20 tooth at the front. I was also thinking of moving this motor so it's outside of the robot, so swinging it up over here somewhere so it's on top of the robot. That way the distance between the motor and the axle is shorter. And it opens up the rear of this area here, so I can either move my battery to the rear of the robot or put my receivers and stuff in there, so I've got more room inside. Now I have no idea what all these changes are going to do to the weight. It's going to be difficult, but I'm going to draw it all first and see what happens. So I'm going to make Avenger into a spinner and a flipper and an axe at the same time. First thing we need to do is move this motor up here. I think I can do that now. Everything else is going to take a while. I'll just move this motor up first. So I'll go back to my original layout. This little complex piece of junk is the layout of where all my axles are and sprockets and junk. It's a bit messy, I can understand it, so I know what I'm looking for. What I want to do is delete this dimension, move that one up. Ooh, okay. I also want to, there's another dimension here I want to delete. Where is it? This one. Delete that one. And the dimension, so this point here is the center of my wheels. So we'll make the wheels 75mm behind the weapon. Right, there we go. So that's all locked back in. We lift the weapon motor up. And we'll put the weapon motor, not entirely sure yet, put an angle in here of 120. See what happens. So the weapon motor is going to be sitting up above the robot. Finish sketch. And let's move. So we need to change that frame. Where's that frame? Where's that frame? That one. So the weapon motor needs to sit up here, so we need to build a bit of a frame to go around that. So I'll draw a circle around it. And we'll make it about 45mm. No, we should make it bigger than the motor. Make it 55. That way if the robot's sitting upside down, it'll hit on the frame first. And then we'll put a couple of arcs between there and there. Oops, make sure they're all tangent. It already is. That one isn't. And there we go. Make them equal. Dimension it. Make them 10mm arcs. Finish the sketch. Done. Save. All good. Open this. Open the frame. Update. The motor mount disappears out the back. Edit the feature. And extrude through. New motor mount. Up above the robot. Save. Okay. Back to the main robot. Hit the update. And hopefully, yeah, there we go, the motor's now on top of the robot. So, next I need to calculate a chain that can go straight from the motor to here. Actually, first, I might make a new level of detail for a weapon. Go to my representations. Go new level of detail. And call it saw. I mean already in use. Circular saw. And I will suppress the pieces I don't want. So we don't want that, we don't want that, all these sprockets in here. Oh, what am I doing? Select all the bits. Oh, stop editing, you stupid thing. The mouse has dust in the buttons or something. There we go. Suppress those bits out. And keep suppressing, because there's lots of bits I don't want in at the moment. I don't even want the axe at the moment. In fact, we'll remove these axles too. No, I want that axle. We'll leave the axles in at the moment then. and suppress. So there, all the sprockets and chains from the axe drive have been removed. I'll just save that. They haven't been removed, they've been removed from this level of detail. So we can go back to the axe level of detail and everything comes back. You get it down to the circular saw level of detail and they disappear. Now I need to draw the chain drive for the axe, which will be fun. And I might do that tomorrow because I need to go cook dinner. But yeah, this will be fun. You can see what I'm thinking of doing. Gets the brain juices working. Okay, I'll do that tomorrow. Save and stop.